This is my first video ever, so I'd love to hear your thoughts. Any feedback is welcome. Although Mandarin is my first language, I'm by no means an expert on Journey to the West or Chinese literature or culture, and I'm just a fellow gamer, and I'll try to do my best to piece together information and to provide some context for those who are unfamiliar with the novel. So here we see Sun Wukong in his victorious fighting Buddha outfit. The two antennas were traditionally worn by generals as symbols of strength and authority, though nowadays they're mostly seen in Peking opera. Next, he takes out the Ruyi Jinggu Bang, his legendary staff, and we've seen it before in the 2020 trailer, where the real Wukong blocked the strike from the distant one with this very staff. From a physics perspective, the animation is spot on, because according to the novel, it weighs nearly 8 tons, so when the distant one strikes it, it doesn't even budge. Notice how he retrieves the staff. This is true to the novel, where Wukong stores the miniaturized staff in his ear. Essentially, the staff is like an AI-powered, smart, wearable device with voice activation and mind control. So if someone could build one today, it would probably be valued at hundreds of millions of dollars. What it would be used for? I don't know. But I'm sure it will get more use cases than this AI pin thing. Now here's the Jin Dou Yun, or the Nimbus Cloud, just one of Wukong's many tricks. Now we see the god. The large one in the center is Ju Ling Shen, and the 4 smaller figures are the 四大天王, 4 heavenly kings. Ironically, the heavenly kings ranks actually higher than the Ju Ling Shen, although they're sort of on the size. This scene would definitely give Wukong a sense of deja vu, because it's reminiscent of the 大闹天宫, or Havoc in Heaven. I'm showing a clip from the 1961 movie 大闹天宫, or Havoc in Heaven, to illustrate this. This is an award-winning anime that accurately depicts Wukong's rebellious behavior as written in the novel. I'm adding a timeline here so that you can better understand the sequence of events. 大闹天宫, or Havoc in Heaven, long story short, Wukong, to put it nicely, repurposed the Ruyi Jinggu Bang, the staff, from East Sea as his weapon, and caused chaos in heaven. The Jade Emperor ordered his execution, but Wukong fought off the kings and gods and emerged victorious. And however, in the end, he was trapped under a mountain by Ru Lai Buddha. I've seen some comments about Wukong's voice acting. I think it's a matter of expectations. There hasn't been a legitimate Journey to the West game before, and many Western audiences might not be familiar with the related TV shows or movies. Wukong has always had a high-pitched voice, even in this 1961 movie. I believe this is meant to mimic actual monkeys, which are naturally have high-pitched voices.
你是什么人，敢来这里放肆？大当猴头，玉帝派你管马，你竟敢把天马放了！要是缺少一匹马，小心你的脑袋！你是什么东西，敢来管你孙爷爷？
人，我保住了；金，我取到了。俺老孙啥功名不要。
The master Wukong refers to is Tang Sanzang, the master from the novel. This indicates that the game's events takes place after the journey to the West, where they successfully reached Buddha and obtained the scriptures. 05, the master, his 3 apprentices, and the horse were made Buddhas. Wukong was given the title of victorious fighting Buddha. By the way, if you feel the English sounds a bit off, that's because the original Chinese text feels that way. Not weird, but old. Modern Chinese from the 20th century is drastically different from the older forms, but I can't imagine how challenging it must have been to translate this game. However, it seems Wukong has now renounced his title. He wants to be free and no strings attached, while Heaven wants him to stay and follow the rules. Wielding powerful weapons while refusing to be bounded by rules? That reminds me of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series, whether it's Vladimir Makarov or Captain Price. Both have their secret agendas when they get hold of a nuclear ICBM. Wukong himself is a weapon of massive destruction, and he's still wearing his victorious fighting Buddha armor, while being free from Heaven's rules. Now you'll see why Heaven sent this death squad to deal with him. Next, we see R. Langshen and his dog, Xiao Tianquan. Interestingly, the dog is usually depicted as white, skinny dog. But here we see it's black and hairy, perhaps to align with the game's title, The Black Myth, and set a darker tune to the story.
生灵涂炭，好歹也同僚一场，是真不想打。要不你现在就跪下认个错，这事儿就算过去了。
So Erlang mentioned defeating Wukong before. That happened during the Havoc in Heaven period, which we'll revisit later. The pig Wukong refers to is his master's second apprentice, Zhu Bajie, who we'll see later in the game.
待会儿我只拔下你额头上那颗眼睛尝尝鲜，其他2颗先给你留着，我让你亲眼看看我是怎么杀光天庭每一条狗的。这里的，上面的，还有刚刚那条。
Notice how Wukong says, "Come at me, all of you."
一起上吧。
And he'll complain about that later.
老天一再给你机会，你这般不识抬举，算不算被恩忘情？斗战胜佛，你可知这长生不老的佛位？
The reason Wukong says this is because he knows firsthand how dark and evil the world has become, with humans and Yao Guai pursuing immortality. Most of the Yao Guai on the journey to the west wanted to eat his master, because consuming his flesh would grant them immortality. Well, some of them wanted to marry him, but that's another story. I'm including the anime Havoc in Heaven here so that you know how the Heavenly Kings fight and what to expect if we were to face them in the game. Erlang's axe is called Kaishan, or the mountain opening axe. Here's the story. Erlang's mother was trapped under a mountain, much like Wukong was. Being a good son, Erlang embarked on a journey to learn martial arts and spells, acquiring many weapons along the way. He used this axe to split the mountain and rescued his mother. The cutscene here seems to reference that. Now you see Wukong going back on his word. This is a classic example of saving face, because he doesn't want to appear as if he's losing the battle. So he complains about this and that. This concept is prevalent in East Asia, but also can be seen around the world. Wukong is clearly afraid of something here. A deeper meaning here could be that sunshine represents attention from the sky, like the eye of Sauron. Whose attention could it be? Let's continue to find out. This is another nod to the original Journey to the West novel. In the novel, when Erlang and Wukong fought, Wukong started fleeing and first turned into a spiral, while Erlang turned into an eagle. Then Wukong became a goldfish and Erlang turned into an egret. They continued with the transformations: squirrel and snake, crane and dog, leopard and tiger. Eventually, Wukong turned into a lion and knocked out Erlang. Then Wukong fled and turned into a shrine, with his mouth as door, eyes as windows, and tail as the flagpole behind it. Erlang was able to find him with his third eye, like true sight. Finally, Wukong transformed into Erlang's form and ran to his shrine. He fooled everyone until the real Erlang caught him. To end this chaos, the Jade Emperor summoned Taishang Laojun, the heavenly lord of Tao, to subdue Wukong. He threw a ring that struck the back of Wukong's head during his battle with Erlang, knocking him out. And that's how Erlang defeated Wukong. It wasn't a fair duel the first time either. Now you see that Wukong is suffering from the Jingu Zhou, the ring on his head. This ring acts as a remotely controlled restraint, incapacitating Wukong whenever it is activated. It was designed by Ru-Lai Buddha, allowing his master to control him if he ever gets too mischievous. This thing is unusual because the ring was supposed to have been removed when they completed their journey to the west, and Wukong became a Buddha. So it seems that Ru-Lai Buddha might have left a backdoor in the ring, or perhaps this is a new trammel sent from the heavens. I think Wukong senses this, which is why he's trying to escape. And we'll see how the story goes. Thanks for watching the video. Let me know what you think, and see you in the next one.